Morning. Energy drink. Energy drinks. They're tasty. And I need to stop drinking them. It's called bubbles. Another. Yep, that's me. You know, I really like caffeine. And that's part of the problem. Hi, it's me, Jimmy, and today we're talking about caffeine. You see, I got a problem with it. Over the last, pretty much actually ever since high school, I have been someone who just regularly drinks caffeine. And since I'm someone who's both a liker and enjoyer of energy drinks and coffee, that's a bit of a problem. In the last few years, I have been someone who's just continued to drink more and more caffeine products. And while I'm not someone who, is like, oh, don't drink caffeine, it's bad for your heart, I've never been someone that's been against caffeine, obviously, since I keep drinking these. But rather, it's one of those things where for years I've just slowly gotten more and more dependent upon it. And that's kind of become a problem for me over the last couple of years. Because, like it or not, caffeine's expensive. And second off, when you start consuming certain amounts of it, it stops working. I think the thing about it, also that kind of the epiphany moment for me recently, since I've begun this self-improvement journey of mine, has been how much caffeine am I drinking in a day? And as someone who both occasionally drinks coffee and drinks energy drinks, I decided to start tallying it up. And on a lower end day, I am drinking somewhere between 500 to 700 milligrams of caffeine, which is slightly above the maximum amount that the FDA recommends. And that's on a lower end day. For instance, most Monster energy drinks contain 160 milligrams of caffeine. I think Red Bulls might be the same way. And ones like these, which I usually get for cheap, contain 200 milligrams of caffeine. And some energy drinks on the higher end contain up to 300 milligrams. So if you're someone who's drinking 2 of these every day, you're already hitting the 400 milligram mark. Now, as I said before, I have nothing against energy drinks, and really against caffeine in general. As long as you're moderate about them, that's fine. And that's part of the problem. I've not been moderating it. And that kind of hit me the other day. Because I was looking at it, the amount of energy drinks that I enjoy, and that kind of for me was kind of the stepping stone, because it's like I've not had any problems with drinking caffeine, but 5 years, 10 years down the road, who's to say I won't have issues? And there are side effects that come with drinking a lot of caffeine, whether it be having, for instance, some more extreme examples. It could be heart palpitations. Drinking too much can also affect your blood pressure. It can also affect your sleep, as well as your even smaller things like your anxiety can all be affected by the amount of caffeine you drink. And so for me, that's one of those things I was thinking about. Maybe it's time to dial back a little bit of how much I'm drinking of this. I mean, I like energy drinks, but just in the intro of this video alone is like me on an average Sunday. Oh, yeah, go in, drink one energy drink. Later in the day, go grab another, go about the day. And so for me, rather than just immediately cut out caffeine and get an extreme headache for the next 3 to 5 days, my goal is to start working more on moderation. And I think that's the good thing, because I know a lot of people throughout high school and even now who are absolutely addicted to drinking these. And I get it. I mean, it's like you kind of need your go-go juice. You need something to get you going. And the thing is, I'm someone who drinks a lot of low-calorie zero stuff. I don't really care for the sugary energy drinks. But if you're someone who prefers the originals, a lot of these contain up to 250 calories each, so that's 500 calories in a day if you were drinking 2 full-calorie energy drinks, especially if you're drinking the originals, which is, yeah, those are not good for you. So for me, that's been something that's kind of hit me as I've begun my own self-diagnosis of my life. And like I said, I know a lot of people who drink a lot of caffeine. And another thing about it too is if you don't drink enough water, drinking a lot of caffeine can also dehydrate you, and it also, some of these come with vitamins in them, but not all of them. Like this one has boasts of vitamin B and a few other things on it, but not all energy drinks have that, and especially if you're drinking coffee as well. Now, like I said, this is not a message about, oh, caffeine is bad for you, it's going to kill you, it's going to unalive you. But what I am trying to get across here is that it's one of those things where I've kind of looked back on my life, and personally, I'm like, yeah, it's about time that I start putting a little bit more self-control into the matter. I start putting a little bit more moderation into it. Because, I mean, there are side effects to drinking too much of anything. You know, kind of figure that looking at the amount of caffeine I'm drinking in a day, it's something that I don't want to be doing, 5 to 6 years from now. It's something that, especially as I get older, it's one of those things I need to cut back. Now, I would say this goes especially for coffee, because not everyone likes coffee, but I've enjoyed coffee for a long time now. And the thing about coffee is that I can easily down like 5 to 6 cups of it and not feel anything. And looking actually online how much 5 to 6 cups of coffee has in terms of caffeine, it really could be about 5 to 600 milligrams just in that cup of coffee that wasn't even getting me to feel anything. And at least when it comes to energy drinks, if you're only drinking like maybe 1, maybe 2 if they're on the lower end, you know exactly how much you're consuming. But when you're someone who's drinking like coffee and you're not keeping track of how many cups you've drank, it's equally bad for you in my mind. Now the thing is, like I said, my goal is not to completely stop cold turkey, and that because, I've tried that in the past, got headaches, and quit one day later and went right back to drinking the same amount of caffeine. Rather, my goal is to just, work on moderation. And I want to try doing that for the other areas of my life too, especially when it comes to, eating unhealthy in general. Because like sugar, not drinking enough water, all of those are things that I feel like I need to start doing better at. And I encourage other people to do the same thing. And like I said, I feel like the biggest mistake when it comes to self-improvement is this mindset of cold turkey, stopping exactly where you are, and then making yourself miserable for like 2 or 3 days, and then going right back to doing the exact same thing that you were doing. And so, why not just start working on more moderation? Why not just try to implement some more healthy habits and slowly reduce the bad ones? And I mean, yeah, you could just stop cold turkey, but like I said, I've already tried that, and the reason why I never worked reducing my caffeine content is because I tried to cut it all out in one day, and it felt absolutely miserable after the fact.